Hey guys, today I'm going to teach us how we can simplify radicals. In order to do that, first we're going to figure out what our perfect squares are. Perfect squares are numbers that you can multiply a number by itself to get this number. So, for example, I know 1 is a perfect square because 1 times 1 is 1. 1 squared. 4 is a perfect square because 2 times 2 is 4. So what we're going to do is go ahead and fill these in so we know what all of our perfect squares are. So 3 squared is 9. 4 squared, 16. 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared is 64. 9 squared is 81. And 10 squared is 100. I feel like most of you guys know those right off the top of your head already. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, so these other ones on this other side of where you might not be too sure, but that's okay. But I would try to suggest memorizing up till 15 at least, okay? I think it might make things a little easier on you if you do. 11 squared is 121. 12 squared is 144. 13 squared is 169. 14 squared is 196. 15 squared is 225. 16 squared is 256. 17 squared is 289. 18 squared is 324. 19 squared is 361. And 20 squared is 400. So each of these numbers that we filled in are perfect squares because you can take the square root of them and get the whole number. So the square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 is 9. The square root of 225 is 15 because 15 times 15 is 225. Okay, so now we're going to start with ones that already are perfect squares. So this one says the square root of 16. So what number times itself is 16? Well, if you forget, you can go up on your list. I know the square root of 16 is 4. Okay. On problem number 2, I have a 2 out front of my square root of 121. So what this means is I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to multiply by the square root of 121. So 2 times the square root of 121 is 11. Because 11 times 11 is 121. So 2 times 11 is 22. Okay, on the next one, I'm going to have 6 times the square root of 289. So 6 times 289 is a perfect square. So the square root of 289 is 17. Because 17 times 17 is 289. So 6 times 17 is 102. All right, last one. 3 times the square root of 400. The square root of 400. 400 is a perfect square because 20 times 20 is 400. So the square root of 200 is 20. So 3 times 20 is 60. Okay, so if you're not sure if something is a perfect square or not, you can always type it into your calculator. If you get a whole number, beautiful, it's a perfect square. If you get a decimal, that means it is not, which means we're going to have to do some more work, okay? So let me quickly type a few of these in, okay, and show you how it'll give us the same answer as we got here. Okay, so for example, square root of 16. Square root of 16 is equal to 4, exactly what we got. Notice it's a whole number, perfect. I know it's a perfect square. Let's try number 3, which was 6 square roots of 289. Oops, I typed that in wrong. See? 286 is not a perfect square. You see how I got a decimal? All right, but it was supposed to be 289. Boom. I ended up with a whole number that tells me that this was a perfect square. All right, so all the ones that we did ended up whole numbers. They were perfect squares, but now we're going to get into guys like this. What happens if I do get a decimal? How can I simplify this radical part? Okay, so we're going to break down the number inside the radical. So in this case, my number inside the radical is a 32. So I'm going to show you in just a second how to use the calculator to break it down. All right, so I want to, inside my radical, so I'm going to break down 32. So I'm going to go type in menu, number, factor, and that's on your notes in case you forget, and I'm going to type in 32. And I have 2 to the 5th power. Remember, that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And I know that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is the same thing as 32. I'm just breaking it down. So instead of having 32 inside my radical, I'm going to write out 2 times itself 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the square root of 32 and the square root of all this is the same thing. If you multiply these guys together, it'll give you 32. So that was step 2. Expand the expression you got on your calculator. So I got 2 to the 5th, so I put down 5 2's. Okay, so it says join partners. One must be sacrificed to escape their prison. So this is a story that a friend of mine told me, and I liked it. So it said, think of this square root as a prison, okay? And our goal is to escape prison. Well, in order to escape, you have to pick a partner that looks like you, because you're going to use that person to be your diversion so you can make your grand escape. So notice this 2 looks like this 2, so they're going to partner up. This 2 looks like this 2, so they're going to partner up. There is no other partner for this guy, so this guy is just, he's stuck. Okay, and so the way it works is, here's my partners. One of these is going to be sacrificed. So you're going to send your partner who looks like you towards the warden, and he's going to die because they were going to catch him escaping, and you get to escape out of the prison scot-free, right? So one of them gets to escape the prison, but the other one dies. And really, guys, here's the reason why. 2 times 2 is the same as 2 squared. And I'm going to erase this in a second. I'm just explaining why. So if I want to take the square root of 2 squared, the square root and square are opposites. So the square root would cancel out this square, so you see how you'd be left with only 1, 2? That's why you have to sacrifice one, because you're taking the square root of it. Okay, so here's my prison. I know this guy's going to escape. But this guy's going to get sacrificed. Boom. And now we're done with those partners, because this one escaped and this one died. All right, next group. I know this guy's going to escape, and this guy's going to get sacrificed and die. So we're done with that group. Remember, lonely guy right here, this lonely number 2, didn't have a partner to escape, so he's stuck in the prison. All right, so what do we do from here? Guys, that is not 22, so that's a 2 that escaped. This is another 2 that escaped, so what you need to do is multiply them. Because when you're outside of prison, you can hang out. And when you're inside of prison, you can hang out, but you can't hang out together. So I'm going to multiply the guys that escaped. So out on the outside, 2 times 2 is 4. And on the inside of the prison, we still have that 2. So my final answer is 4 square roots of 2. So watch, I'm going to just show you in the calculator how those 2 expressions are equivalent. So I'm going to type in the square root of 32. Notice what I get. All right, our final answer was 4 square roots of 2. Notice how they are the same thing, but we just simplified the inside of the radical. So this is how you can always check yourself. Type in what the original problem was, type in what our final answer is, and check that they are the same, which they are. So perfect. Okay, so on the next one, now we're going to have the square root of 180. So I'm going to go type in 180 in my calculator by menu number factor, and then I'm going to expand that expression, okay? So menu number factor, I'm going to type in 180. Okay, so this means 2 times 2, this means 3 times 3, and a 5. So 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and a 5. Two times 2, 3 times 3, and a 5. So if I multiply these numbers together, I get 180. Okay, so now we want to escape the prison. So let's partner up. These two are going to pair up. These two can pair up, and poor 5 doesn't have anybody to partner up with, so he can make his escape. So he's stuck. All right, so inside the prison, I know my 5 will be left. These guys are going to make their escape, so I know this 2 will escape while this 2 is sacrificed, so those are gone. I know this 3 will escape. Make sure you put your time sign between them. While this 3 is sacrificed. All right, so now all I have to do is simplify. On the outside, I have a 3 and a 2, so 3 times 2 is 6. And inside the prison still was 5, all by himself. All right, so let's go factor 147 so we can break it down. So menu number factor, and we're going to type in 147. So I know this means 3 times 7 times 7 because I want 2 7s. Three times 7 times 7. All right, let's see who can escape. All right, so we found partners. They can escape. All right, so I'm going to draw the prison. This guy can escape while this one is sacrificed. And this 3 is left because he didn't have a partner. Notice there's nothing to simplify outside of the prison. There's nothing to simplify inside the prison, so that's my final answer. Okay, let's repeat that process with the square root of 175. Menu number factor 175. So this 5 squared, so I want 2 5s and a 7. So we're going to decide who can escape. They have a partner, so they can escape. So I'm going to draw my prison. This 5 can escape while this 5 is sacrificed. Poor 7 didn't have anybody to partner up with, so he's stuck on the inside. There's nothing to simplify out front. There's nothing to simplify inside the prison, so that's our final answer. Okay, remember, I'm going to do it one more time. Just type this in and then type this in the calculator to show you how they are equivalent. So the original problem was the square root of 175. Notice what it gives me. All right, our final answer was 5 square roots of 7. Notice these two numbers are exactly the same. These two expressions are equivalent. This is just the simplified version. Okay, on number 9, it says the square root of 48. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and factor 48. So this means 2 to the 4. So I want 4 2s and a single 3. Okay, so let's partner up. These can partner. These can partner. Poor 3 is lonely. Okay, so I know that this 2 can escape while this 2 is sacrificed. This 2 can escape while this 2 is sacrificed. Don't forget you have to put a time sign between those guys out front. And this 3 is stuck in the prison. All right, so we can simplify this part right here. So 2 times 2 is 4. And inside the prison is still a 3. So 4 square roots of 3. Okay, so this one is a little bit different because we already have this 2 is already outside the prison, so I got to leave it out there, okay? So I have 2 square roots of, and now I'm going to go factor 54 and break it down. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Menu, number, factor, and this time we are factoring 54. So it's telling me I want a single 2 and 3 3s. Okay, let's partner up. Make that 2 a little better. Okay, these guys can partner up. No partner for this 2, no partner for this 3. They can't partner because they don't look alike. Okay, so when I make my prison, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and stick that 2 out here that was already outside. He was already out here, so I can't make him disappear. Okay, this guy right here, this 3 can escape while his partner is sacrificed. Don't forget to put a time sign between those. Okay, who's stuck in the prison still? This 2. Put my time sign. And this 3 is still stuck.
Students, just a reminder that all administrators in A2L need to report to the TAC. Thank you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and simplify out front. 3 times 2 on the outside, that's going to give me a 6. On the inside of the prison, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so we already have a negative 5 out front. And then I'm going to factor and break down 150. Menu, number, factor, 150. So I want a single 2, a single 3, and 2 5s. All right, let's see anybody that can partner up and escape. So I have partners right here. So I'm going to make my prison. Don't forget, negative 5 is already out there, so leave them out there. Okay, I know this 5 can escape. Don't forget to put your time sign between them. While this 5 is sacrificed. Remember, this 2 is stuck in the prison. This 3 is stuck in the prison, so 2 times 3. Now all I have to do is simplify out front. 5 times negative 5 is a negative 25. And on the inside, 2 times 3 is 6. All right. So I already have an 8 out front. And now I'm going to go factor and break down 128. So menu, number, factor, 128. This tells me I want 7 2s. Oops, 7 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's partner up. Partner here, here, and here. Sorry, this 2. So don't forget about this 8 that's already on the outside. All right, let's work through. I know this 2 can escape. Don't forget to put your time sign. While this 2 is sacrificed. This 2 can escape. Put your time sign. While this 2 is sacrificed. This 2 can escape. While this 2 is sacrificed. The only thing left inside the prison is that single 2. All right, all we have left is to simplify this piece out here. So I need to figure out what is 2 times 2 times 2 times 8. That's going to give me 64. All right, guys, I know this is very repetitive, but practice makes perfect. All right, so I'm going to factor and break down 324. So I want 2 2s and 4 3s. that said? Sure enough. Oh. Okay. So let's partner up. So I know this 2 can escape while this 2 is sacrificed. This 3 can escape. Don't forget to put your times while this 3 is sacrificed. This 3 can escape while this 3 is sacrificed. Notice, is there anything left in the prison? No. So really you don't even need this guy. Everybody escaped, so nobody's left in the prison. So all I have left is 3 times 3 times 2. 3 times 3 times 2 is 18. And the reason everybody escaped is because 324 is a perfect square. The square root of 324 is 18. 18 times 18 is 324. All right. On this next one, don't forget we have 7 out front. And I'm going to factor and break down 81. So when I go type it in, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what it would be. It says 3 to the 4th, which means I want 4 3s. And now I'm going to partner up who can escape. So don't forget our 7 out front already. This 3 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 3 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. Notice everybody escaped the prison, and that's because the square root of 81, 81 is a perfect square. The square root of 81 is 9. See, 3 times 3, that's where we got our 9. So 3 times 3 times 7 is 63. So it makes it a lot easier if you already know your perfect squares. So like on number 3, I know the square root of 144 because I've been practicing my perfect squares. I know 144 is a perfect square, so out front I have a -5. I know the square root of 144 is 12 because 12 times 12 is 144. So if you know your perfect squares, sometimes it's faster for you. So -6 times 12 is -60. All right, I've been practicing my perfect squares, so I know the square root of 200 is not a perfect square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down. So I want 3 2s and 2 5s. All right, let's find our partners. Partner here, partner here. Sorry, little guy. All right, I know this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. I know this 5 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 2 right here is stuck in the prison. All I have left is to simplify. On the outside, 5 times 2 is 10. $320 is not a perfect square, so I'm going to have to go ahead and break it down. So it tells me I want 6 2s, and a single 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's find our partners. I know that this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. I know this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. And this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 5 is stuck. All right, so all we have to do is simplify the out front. So 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So my final answer is 8 square roots of 5. Okay, 245 is not a perfect square, so I'm going to have to factor it and break it down. and I want a single 5 and 2 7s. So I find my partner. Here's my only partner. So I know this 7 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 5 is stuck in prison. Nothing left to simplify. My final answer is 7 square roots of 5. Okay, so 108 is not a perfect square, so I'm going to factor it. Don't forget you already have that 4 out front. All right, so let's go factor 108. So I want 2 2s and 3 3s. All right, so I have a partner here, I have a partner here. Don't forget that 4 that was already out front. This 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 3 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 3 is stuck. So out front, 3 times 2 times 4 is going to give me 24. So my final answer is 24 square roots of 3. All right, on number 8, I have a negative 2 out front, and now I'm going to go factor and break down 150. So I know I want a single 2, a single 3, and 2 5s. Find your partners. Don't forget negative 2 is already on the outside. This 5 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 2 and 3 are stuck. So on the outside, 5 times negative 2 is a negative 10. On the inside, 2 times 3 is a 6. Okay, so on this one I have a 6 on the outside already, so we're going to go factor and break down 392. I want 3 2s and 2 7s. Okay, now what we're going to do is find our partner. So I have a partner here, I have a partner here. Don't forget your 6 who's already on the outside. I know this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. I know this 7 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 2 is stuck on the inside. All right, so now let's simplify. 7 times 2 times 6 would give me 84, so my final answer is 84 square roots of 2. So I have a 4 on the outside, and we're going to go factor and break down 50. So I want a 2, a single 2, and 2 5s. And then I find my partners. Remember, we already have that 4 on the outside. This 5 can escape, but its partner is sacrificed. This 2 is stuck. So I simplify out front. 5 times 4 is 20, so my final answer is 20 square roots of 2. All right, so we have an 8 out front. Let's go ahead and factor and break down 112. So I want 4 2s and a single 7. Okay, so I partner up here and here. I already have an 8 on the outside of my prison. I know this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. I know this 2 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 7 is stuck on the inside. So I simplify. 2 times 2 times 8 gives me 32, so my final answer is 32 square roots of 7. So I'm going to go factor and break down 567. So menu, number factor, 567. I want 4 3s and a single 7. Find your partners. This 3 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 3 can escape while its partner is sacrificed. This 7 is stuck on the inside. So I simplify out front. 3 times 3 is 9, so my final answer is 9 square roots of 7.